Red Dead Redemption 2 will be the first new game from the company that Rockstar Games has become in the months and years following the release of the hugely successful Grand Theft Auto 5. The gap of over 4.5 years between the release of the two games will be the longest in Rockstar's history, which could be a result of all the internal changes it has seen. Focus has clearly shifted from the single player to the multiplayer element, with Grand Theft Auto Online seeing regular additions and improvements whilst the story mode has been left untouched, despite promises from Rockstar shortly after launch that we would see some story DLC. Furthermore, one of their most senior employees, Leslie Benzies, was dismissed from the company in an ugly schism back in 2016. Benzies has been credited in the past as being the brains behind the Grand Theft Auto series, and the CEOs of Rockstar themselves have even stated that he was the saviour of Red Dead Redemption, as well as being a big campaigner against the microtransaction business model. So how will all this change affect the story mode in Red Dead Redemption 2? Grand Theft Auto 5's story mode has been often criticised for its weaker narrative and characters that were difficult to become emotionally invested with. Perhaps this was a result of the shorter story and the 3-player system, which meant we spent less time playing as each character. Many fans have already expressed their concern over this returning to Red Dead Redemption 2, as has been rumoured in the past. The announcement image further added to the concern as it featured 7 characters, which naturally sparked some rumours about a 7-protagonist system. There are also those who think the game will return to the single protagonist system we saw in Red Dead Redemption, which worked extremely well and was one of its most praised features. But in terms of the story itself, how much attention will it have seen? GTA has traditionally been a single-player franchise, but this tradition was thrown out of the window with GTA 5, and Rockstar have been financially rewarded for this. With Take-Two and the shareholders breathing down the necks of the developers, how far will they be allowed to stray from this business model in the future? I am personally clinging on to the hope that development for Red Dead Redemption 2 began prior to the release of GTA 5, before it was known just how much money multiplayer and microtransactions would bring in. If that's the case, then it's possible Rockstar would have already committed to a single-player mode with a thoughtful story. Much of the early development would have taken place whilst Leslie Benzies was still at the company, allowing him to influence the direction Rockstar take with Red Dead Redemption 2. It has also been all but confirmed on the game's page on the Rockstar website, within the text, "An epic tale of life in America's unforgiving heartland." Other than this bit of text, however, nothing is yet known about the storyline itself. Analysis of screenshots and the trailer seems to point towards a prequel, something set before the events of Red Dead Redemption that features John Marston and some of his old gang. In other words, dissimilar to GTA, the story will be linked to other games in the franchise. On paper, this doesn't seem like a bad idea at all, as these already familiar characters were loved by the community. It will be very interesting to go back and see the gang in its earlier form, and perhaps we will get an insight into how they all met. I am also excited to see how Rockstar goes about recreating a Wild West in its prime. Red Dead Redemption was set towards the end of this time period, and Rockstar did an excellent job creating a world which represented this decay of the old and the beginnings of new civilization. Some of the new screenshots that were revealed in May begin to point towards a single protagonist plotline, which will most likely feature the central figure in the announcement image. Just who he is still unknown. And what about follow-up story DLC? Up until Grand Theft Auto 5, Rockstar's most recent video game title, we consistently saw the addition of new story content. For GTA 4, there was The Lost and Damned and The Ballad of Gay Tony, and for Red Dead Redemption there was the Undead Nightmare content, to name just a few. All were extremely well received paid story DLCs, and although they may have not made as much money as microtransactions, proved to gamers that Rockstar cared more about making awesome content than its cash flow. I hope this side wins again when it comes to story DLC for Red Dead Redemption 2. I feel that the Red Dead franchise holds a community that is more mature and less likely to give in to the microtransaction model than those who play GTA, and hopefully this is reflected in the type of content we see in this new game. I remain confident that Rockstar will not let us down when it comes to the single-player mode in Red Dead Redemption 2. It will have a lot to live up to following the major success of the story in the first Redemption game, but I believe they can pull it off. Just how much impact this new form of the company will have on the game remains to be seen, but I am sure we'll be treated to more information in just a few weeks' time. If you enjoyed the video, then be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. As always, you can join in the discussion on this week's topic down in the comment section, and I will respond to your thoughts. But with that, thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one, Outlaws.